everyone. I am Jessica Koch, and you know it. I am back. I am your host of Profound Professionals. Profound Professionals is an interview series we have been featuring and running for almost 8 years now. We bring you amazing industry experts from all over the world. They will help you improve your personal life, or they will help you grow your business. So you're going to want to hang out with us. Make sure you watch the whole thing. But most important, share with your friends, because you just don't know who out there might need to hear Rick's message. Rick is the chief bottle washer for Forms Logic. So the chief bottle washer for Forms Logic. What's that, you ask? I don't know. We're going to find out together. All right, Rick, how's it doing today? And tell us what a chief bottle washer does for Forms Logic.
Well, you know, I'm the guy that started the company I was co-founder with a buddy of mine, partner for a long time, and I hate titles. But I'm the first guy in the office, and I'm the first one to leave the office. So I wash the bottles on the way in, and I wash the bottles on the way out. It's kind of an old homage to the fact that, you know, the first one in, first one out.
For sure. So tell us what Forms Logic is. What is their focus?
Forms Logic is it's a funny journey to get there, but Forms Logic is taking a problem that everybody has, filling out forms, and actually making it a little bit more useful and fun. And it's a problem nobody wants to solve because it's not dynamic, it's not fun, it's not touching people's lives, but it does touch every single person who's ever filled out a form. And our clients are more, you know, they're governments, they're state organizations, they're financial services a lot, insurance companies. What I usually tell people is if you want to fill out a PDF, there's tons of thousands of places to go do it. If you want to fill out PDFs and have them touch 8 different people and processes and all the stuff that goes around that, that's what we do. And we do it better than anyone else on earth.
Oh, that's cool. So also a lot of forms are in real estate space. Do you guys work with the real estate space too?
See, it's really funny. We were going towards closing and real estate, and there were billions of dollars invested in closing real estate transactions. But they were all written so specifically they could never go anywhere else. So I'll take everybody else. I'll take all the governments, and you know, our smallest ones are things like, you know, we have a government agency we run a community for. Filling out a permit for a picnic is a form, right? All the way down to broker dealers and custodians like Charles Schwab and Pershing and Fidelity and all the things that go into those kind of transactions. We touch all of that. So every big e-signer is our vendors, you know, people like that. We're just the people that built the glue to hold it all together and make it all useful.
Okay. So give us an idea of who is a customer that is having a pain that knows they need to do something differently that will be coming to you for this service.
It's a great question. You know, it's funny when you say something like that, because, you know, one of the people we did work for was the SBA a long time ago. And, you know, they're a government entity, and they also have all their paperwork, but the firms that participate also have all their paperwork. So think about the coordination of your first name, Jessica. Is it your first name, your middle name, your last name? Where does it fill out on every form? How does it used? What is, you know, so we'll take somebody's info and we'll put it into our database, and it'll be used 10, 20, 30, 40 times on forms in all the right places and all the right times and all the right, stuff. And then it touches every single system that those places have to report to. And integrate it all. So if you think of a process like that, you're talking all 50 states and U.S. territories, governments and privates, and, you know, and customers. Those are the kinds of customers we touch. You walk into a small credit union and you open up a checking account, but you also want to do a mortgage, a car loan, this or that. We literally can take that data you open to use your checking account and put it everywhere else.
So government organizations, communities, banking,
financial services, where we do a ton of work.
A lot of banking, financial services, and organizations like that.
So we've stubbed our toes along the way. So some of our clients that we haven't dug into that vertical, car dealerships. You go to a car, you buy a car, it's a mini house closing. People don't realize that. You have to do title. Title gets registered and sent somewhere. You have to do this. It gets sent somewhere. It does this. So those are the kinds of people we actually do a lot of work for, where there's reporting in lots of places. You got to retain stuff, and the information is very useful.
And high level compliance too, I would imagine.
We have tons of compliance and legal and HR. If you believe that, we have an HR policy side where when you hire someone, how many forms do you fill out when you become a client?
What about when you go to the doctor's office, man? I feel like I filled this information out 16 times. I wish you would fix that problem.
We have one doctor's office, and you do all your stuff online. And when you walk in, they hand you a little tablet, confirm the last 4 of your social and the last 4 of your birthday or whatever like that. And there you are. You pop up, you look at everything, you hit OK, or you change what it is, and you hand it back to them, and you're checked in.
Oh, that would be a dream. I think every doctor and dentist office on the planet needs your system.
And
so
the
if you're listening and you own a chain of doctor's offices or dentists, sign up. What are you waiting for? Because this drives your customers crazy. You want better customer care. You want people to put 5-star reviews. You want them to be excited about coming into the doctors.
Yeah.
And make them stop filling out their name 16 times in 16 different places. Please, even if it's electronically, I don't want to put it in more than once. It's craziness. Why would I want to do that?
But Jessica, here, let me give you one addition that'll make that statement even better. Every time you do that, their back office keystrokes it into another system and puts it somewhere else. What we do is we integrate with both of them so they never have to do a keystroke again. So your name will never be misspelled. Your birthday will never be flipped. Well,
and with a name like Koch, K-O-C-H, I will just let you use your imagination of what kind of spelling errors happen there with 4 little letters. Yeah. It is not pretty. It's not fun. It's not polite even, I'm just going to say.
Right. But it's fun, people have 2 first names, Jessica Ann, that's a first name, not a middle name.
That's right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I did that to one of my children. I have a Sadie Ann is her first name. Sadie Ann Faith is her middle name. And then she has a last name. So Sadie Ann Faith. Because
so she gets screwed up on all those legal laws.
Because I wanted everything. I wanted to name her everything.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, yeah. Okay. So great. Can you give a tip out to the world here and share something that you would give advice for in the space of forms?
So I will give 2 pieces of advice. In my world, I was taught one thing very, very early on. You're either entrepreneurial or entrepreneurial. If you're entrepreneurial, you want to take risks inside the safety net of your company, a bigger company. If you're entrepreneurial, that's what happens. You're entrepreneurial, you like to play on the high wires with no safety net, right? If you're going to be entrepreneurial, have a passion for a problem you're solving.
For sure.
Don't do it unless you wake up and breathe and go to bed every night thinking about how to solve that problem for that client.
For sure, for sure. So before we move on to the other segments of our show, is there anything about you personally or about the business itself that you'd like to cover so that we don't miss anything?
Well, personally, I have 5 beautiful children, and a second wife, but my wife, absolutely in love. We just got back from Alaska seeing the Northern Lights, which was a bucket list of mine.
Lovely.
So, I'm dedicated to my family, and most of them are now teenagers that think I'm an idiot. Well, because I don't know enough,
It does change over time.
It's changed every 2 years. Every time
they get smarter over time when you get older.
I've heard. I'm waiting. And I am passionate about my business that I run. So my kids and everybody understand when Dad's phone rings and I pick it up, which I very rarely do if I'm with them. It means something, and they understand that this is like my other child. I have to take care of it. So
I love that. So I have 7 kids and 7 grandkids, 1 cooking. So we're about to have 8 grandkids, but our youngest daughter is 12. She's gonna be 13 coming up in May. Can't believe that's happening. But then all of the rest of her siblings are adults. So we have the big family too, loving the big family. All right.
You're smart again now. You've gone for a sucker. You're smart again now.
I that's right. You got it. So one of the reasons we started this show in Profound Professionals is because all of our guests come and share a cause that's close to their heart. So if you're watching, and I know you are, I see 19 of you out there now. We've had almost 25 earlier. Put in the chat and in the comments a cause that you care about, because we'd love to know. And please press the share button, because you just don't know who might be inspired to give time, treasure, or talent to Rick's cause that's close to his heart, or decide to do one of their own, or just be inspired to do something kind. So you can make a difference today and inspire someone to do something nice just by hitting that share button. And put in the comments, we'd love to hear what causes light you up and make your heart sing. Rick, what's a cause close to your heart?
My favorite cause since I was a little kid is Make-A-Wish.
That's wonderful.
Because I have kids and I have all that, and it's, to have a child with an illness that was so out of their control is just hard. Yeah. It's a heartbreaking.
Yes, majorly heartbreaking for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I love that. Well, everybody watching who's been watching for 8 years now, you guys are the rock stars. You know what's coming next. I am totally a bookworm. I love books. We're creating the ultimate book list of all the books that have inspired our guests' lives or helped them grow their business, and books that they suggest. So we're going to get Rick's book suggestion, and you know what to do. Stick it in the comments. If you have a book to share with us, we could highlight and feature you and the book that you suggest too. And maybe even it's a book you wrote. So Rick, tell us about a book that you love.
So when I started getting entrepreneurial, someone suggested, Who Moved My Cheese? And that was it's an older book, but it still resonates today as you reread it.
Yes.
I have still my original copy with corners that are rabbit ear.
Yeah.
Bits of wisdom I found at the time. Some are appropriate now, some have changed.
Yeah.
But that's a good book.
A lot of the classics, man, hold tight. A lot of the classics hold tight. So put in the comments the book you love and share. And if you love Who Moved My Cheese, you can throw a shout out to Rick for giving us a brilliant book to add to our directory of books that our clients recommend. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I'm an industry expert. I know I can help improve someone's personal life. I can help them grow their business massively, or solve a puzzle and a solution like Rick does that makes business more streamlined and just more pleasurable to do. For both the customers and the staff running the show. So if you're thinking that, and you should be featured on the show, I'm going to agree with you totally. I think you're totally right. You should reach out to us, and I will have our team let you know how to get booked. Now, if you are an industry expert, I know you know another industry expert. So don't be selfish. Be a hero. Be my hero and theirs, and send the information of how to get on the show to someone else that you know, so we can feature them as well. Now, before we say goodbye, first of all, Rick, it has been lovely having you. I mean, what you do is so simplistic and powerful, but such a great solution for those business owners and the people participating. I want every doctor's office and dentist to have your form solution. I'm not even joking. Do you know how many kids when I had the 6 kids, I would take them all, line them all up. Do you know how much paperwork I had to fill out? School systems, OMG. At the beginning of every year, I thought, you got to be kidding me. You don't know us by now? I mean, do you know how many times I had to put my address in there? Terrible.
Birth date doesn't change.
Right? I mean, seriously, you just have no idea. It was so many forms. It was like I dreaded it with all my essence. It was terrible. So you're making the world a better place by solving that problem. And I really love that. I think it's fantastic.
Thanks.
So I hope you've enjoyed being on the show.
I have very much.
And I hope you watching. If you want to be featured, you reach out to us. And before we say goodbye all the way, we're going to ask Rick to share a final piece of information or inspiration as we close out.
So, I talk a lot all over the country in front of crowds and everything. And you always either start with a joke or end with a joke, and you start things. So my bit of wisdom is always kind of the same. My kids that love to give me wisdom. And one of the things that they gave me was, do you know, Dad, ants don't have any blood? And I go, well, that's funny, because my bit of wisdom to you is do what I tell you. So my kids love giving me facts. So today I'll leave you with the fact that ants don't have blood.
All right then. All right then. Well, with the 7 kids that I have, when I was raising the herd of 6, I came up with my own quote too, and I'll lean off of what you're talking about, and it's now is later sooner, so do it now. Because I would say go clean your room, and I say, Mom, I do it later. No. Now is later, so much sooner. Go do it now. And same with cleaning their room and doing their homework and all the things, right? So I'll say to you as a business owner, don't wait till tomorrow. Now is later sooner. Do it now. And as always, we'll close out the show. I am your host, Jessica Koch. This has been a Profound Professionals. I'm going to say choose joy. You choose, decide, commit, and take action on all the goals in your life. And remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.